Hello, hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you all are well. Today is the day. This is my Honda CRF300L. I finally got a windscreen for it. So it's kind of been one of the gripes of mine with this bike is that the lack of a windscreen. So I went ahead and got one, and I'm going to do an install, and then I'm going to do a ride and review and see how it works. So join me for this. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps me out tremendously. So let's get started. So there's a couple options on the market for windscreens for the Honda CRF300L. I went with T Rex Racing. I like T Rex Racing. And we're going to see how their windscreen works. I mean, we all know how it works, but how well it works, I guess I should say. So let's get the box open. Go. Couple stickers. I'll tell you one thing, these guys have this thing shipped out pronto, man. It took no time to get here. That was pretty cool. So hopefully installing this into my gear is not a problem. Is. Okay, it's not that big. There you have it. Pretty simple. Anything else in the box? Alright. The price of this was, I think, $139.99 minus shipping. So, there's a windscreen. Nice, clear windscreen. Pretty simple. Yeah, I didn't need anything too high. I just want, like I mentioned, I just want it to get off my chest. So let's get all the hardware opened up and get this going. Hopefully I just screw everything in and that's it. And just a note, is specific for the Honda CRF300L. So fitment should be no problem, I presume. Let's see what these directions say. Comes with directions. That's nice. Okay. It says, important. T Rex Racing requires that this product to be installed by a certified technician. That ain't me. Medium strength thread lock compound. Screws must be checked for driving the first 20 miles. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, I'm not a certified technician, but I'm going to give this a shot anyway. All right, here's everything that came with the windscreen. The windscreen, the brackets, bolts, directions. All right, according to the directions, I'm going to remove this bolt right here, and this is going to be the bottom bolt for the bottom bracket. So I think I have to take this off, this plastic piece here, so I can remove that bolt right there. Okay, now I can get to that bolt there. There it is. Anything else come with that? Nope, just that. I also have to remove these two bolts on the handlebars because that's where that first bracket's going to sit in right there. These are the bolts that came from T Rex Racing, and they'll be going with the bracket back inside here. There we go. Here's the first bracket in. And you have this bracket. This goes on the bottom of that first bolt I took out. I believe like that. Reuse that. Get that back in there. Right. Something like that. So I'm just going to hand tighten these back on, then I'm going to go to the right side and get those brackets put on. But so far, I feel I'm doing an okay job. That's what we're looking like thus far. All right, I'm gonna move over to the next side. Once again, I'm gonna remove these two bolts here for the top bracket. And then I'm gonna remove this top bolt here for the bottom bracket. And I'm gonna reuse the stock bolt here, but then I've got the T Rex bolts that go on the top to replace these stock ones. So far this isn't bad. So far it's not bad at all. Alright, let's get that first bracket on. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Okay, I've got the right side brackets on. Everything's just hand tightened at this point. Now we're gonna go from here. All right, it's saying to install the aluminum spacers to the rear of the windscreen. Here's the spacer. Just gonna not do it like that. Push it in, I guess. There's 4 of them. All right, when I put the windscreen up, this seems to be too high. I might need to pull this back out and move it down to the bottom bolt. Dang it. I got to pull everything back off to get to these and take these bolts off and go on the bottom. All right, so that was correct, having to pull that out, and now it appears that the windscreen fits. Those bottom bolts down here, that wasn't exactly enjoyable. Gotta be honest with you. God bless. Boy, these bottom brackets. Yeah, there's a few things I could rather be doing. Okay, so that's where the windshield is. It doesn't exactly line up, but it's better than it was before. So I got to get the screws in this part, and then we'll tighten everything down, and that should do it. All right, there it is. So brackets are done. I still got to tighten everything down, but for the most part, it's done. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to pull out bolts again and then put a dab of blue Loctite on it and get everything down, hand tighten down, and I should be good to go. Not bad. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah. All right, well, it is installed. It wasn't too bad. It was a little just tricky getting your fingers and a tool down there. And then I had it originally on the top bolt. I had to move to the bottom bolt. Okay, no big deal. But other than that, it really wasn't too bad putting it on. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So now, of course, need to go for a ride and see if it how it fares with the wind. If it like pushes the wind into my face, I know it's going to keep it off my chest. I mean, that looks great. So I hope it works out well. So Hang on and we're gonna go for a ride. Let me get suited up. All right, here we are, the test ride to see how this windscreen works by T Rex Racing. The install was pretty easy. All right. Well, the best thing to do is to get on the highway and get up to 55, 60 miles an hour and just see where it takes us. Another reason why I definitely wanted a windscreen on this bike is because I ride in the winter time, and today, right now, it's about 40 degrees. It is cold, late December, so having that cold air just get on your chest and everything, after a while it just sucks. You know what I'm talking about. But I can immediately tell right now the windscreen is keeping that air off my chest. Hallelujah! That's what I wanted. Woo, okay, so at this speed, 25, 30 miles an hour, I'm not having any turbulence around my helmet, and I've got a visor on this helmet. So I've got a visor on my helmet, as you can well see right here, and at 20, 30 miles an hour, I'm not getting any grab on it. I know it's a little slow to really tell, but I get up to 55 miles an hour. I don't foresee there being a problem with any grab from the windscreen forcing the wind into the helmet. So at this speed, no turbulence, no grabbing on the helmet, completely off my chest. It's beautiful. There's hardly any wind today, so I don't really know about going into a headwind or anything like that, how that's going to affect me. So I'm not going to be able to tell today. I'm sure as we go from winter into spring out here in southwestern Utah, the wind howls, so it's not going to take long for me to get into any wind. All right, let's go ahead and get up to 50 miles an hour, and we'll see how it holds. Oh man, oh, this is perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, so at 50 miles an hour, I have no wind on my chest. I got a little bit like at the tips of my shoulders, no big deal. I'm at 55 now. I have no turbulence at my helmet. The windscreen's not pushing the wind into my helmet. Feels like it's going over my helmet. As a matter of fact, I'm not feeling anything. So the wind is off my chest. Not on my helmet. This is exactly what I needed. Now I'm still getting some wind right at my armpits and shoulders, but I'm not taking it right in the center of the chest anymore, which is a big deal. So this windscreen does everything I needed to do. Pull a U here. There's more coming. In the other direction, see if I can. I'm not going to really get into a strong headwind either way. Like I said, there's no wind today. Alright, so we go. Get back up to 55. Yep, perfect. Oh, that makes a difference. Alright, so like I mentioned, the only wind I'm feeling at this point is like right about here. My shoulders no longer, I'm not getting a brunt of it right here, so bueno. We're gonna do one more stretch here, 50 miles an hour or so, just to make sure. Let's get her up to 60. Alright, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, still no turbulence at my helmet. It's off the center of my chest. Got a little wind at my shoulders, no big deal. I didn't need much on the bike. I didn't need a huge windscreen. I just needed something. And the T Rex Racing windscreen is doing exactly what I wanted a windscreen to do for this bike.
I'm thoroughly satisfied and happy. This is absolutely perfect. This makes all the difference for me, and it makes the ride that much more enjoyable. Perfecto. Well done, T Rex Racing. Thank you very much. Awesome product. As you can tell, it's solidly built. Yeah, very nice. Nicely done. 60 miles an hour, no turbulence at my helmet. Wasn't pulling my head back or anything, so the wind's obviously going up and above me, and I'm not getting in the chest anymore. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, once I get in some really seriously gusting wind, which I am in the very near future here, given the weather patterns out here, then I'll really be thankful for this. So there you have it, folks. I think I'm going to be satisfied. The T Rex windscreen install ride review. At this point, I think it's going to do everything I needed to do. Thoroughly stoked. Hell yeah. I was looking down on it. Well, I'd hate to go over the handlebars on that thing. At speeds, that kind of sucks standing. But yeah, okay. That's great. And at lower speeds, of course, I got nothing coming on me. Well, folks, there you have it. The T Rex windscreen install ride review. I think we got a winner here. As always, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe out there. Lots more content to come. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps us out tremendously. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.